Do you really know the right next steps for your business? And are you wondering what's going on with the BOI? Stay tuned.
Welcome to the WorkHARDAholic Show with your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better.
Hello, and welcome back to the WorkHARDAholic Show. I am Shirley Crawford, your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, and today, we're starting off a new year, and I really think it's an important time to go back to the basics, the foundation of your business. Where are you and what you're supposed to be doing? Do you really understand what it takes to run your business? I had a consultation, actually earlier today, and so I'm having this conversation with this business that is actually quite successful. But when we dig under the layers, when we dig into the onion, yes, it makes you want to cry. I'm like, okay, where are your reports? Where's your information? Where's all the things that are supposed to go into making your business run? And here's the thing that's crazy. They've been doing some things that Uncle Sam might not love. And so I know a lot of you think it's better for you. I know you think it's better for you to give Uncle Sam as little as possible because, hey, he doesn't need it. I understand where you're coming from. A lot of small businesses are paying people under the table. But let me give you a real life example of how this bites you in the butt. Okay? Here's the deal. I'm dealing with several senior citizens now. And do you know how most of them survive who aren't having to go work at Walmart? They're living off their Social Security. How does one get Social Security? It is taken from the taxes taken from each of your paychecks and accumulated. Now, if you're like me, of course, I've always known since I was in my 20s that Social Security might not be there for me when I got to be of age. But for those of you they're working on it. But here's the deal. If you have never paid any tax into Social Security, or if you've paid very little and you're not fully vested, that means when you are of age to retire, which at this point is 70, 75, there's no money in it for you. So how are you going to survive? When the average senior citizen, I repeat, that you don't see working at Walmart, is taking care of their living expenses, it's normally Social Security. Now, admittedly, for my business owners out there, I'm hoping that you've made some other investments, that you've maximized your 401k, that you've potentially invested in. I don't know if crypto is your thing. They recently had a crash, but that's what happens with crypto. But there's got to be some other outstanding ways that you are working to make money for your retirement. I'm not even talking about joy rides that you're taking now. You know I love a good trip, but that's not what we're discussing right now. You need to make sure you're making wise financial decisions. And if you have no idea, I advise you to go back and watch some of our old episodes, see some of the advice from our good friend, Lawrence Roberts. And also, there's so many wise financial advisors out there who aren't going to rip you off. And so I want to make sure you're thinking about your money and where it's supposed to be taking you in the future. Okay, speaking of money, I want to take a very quick moment to share the updates on BOI, right? And so for those of you who have been following along, which I would hope as a small business owner or potential entrepreneur, you've been paying attention because this is the kind of thing that impacts you whether you know it or not. There were potential fines of up to $10,000 for not complying and up to 2 years in jail. How would you feel if the popo came to your door to take you away and you didn't even know what happened and it was all because you were not complying with the federal government? Well, this is what the BOI is all about. A little history once again. The federal government, the Department of Justice, in conjunction with FinTech, right? Let me get that right for you. The Department of Justice in partnership with FinCEN, that's how it all gets slippery in my mind, decided to put out this ruling that said that every small business owner had to file your BOI, right? It's business owner's information. And so that was the deal. You had to comply. And if you didn't, you could be fined $10,000 or up to 2 years in prison. And so in the Texas Top Corp shop filed, they pushed back and said, this is unconstitutional. This is not right. And you know what? A judge and a federal judge in Texas said, you're right. It's not legal. We're not going to have it. Do you think it ended there? It didn't. And then we had another case. And the other case said, hey, no, it's perfectly fine for them to ask for this information. Anyway, the bottom line at this point, it now sits before the Supreme Court. And so we're waiting to see what's happening because initially the deadline has been extended, rescinded, extended, rescinded. So now it's rescinded again. It's in pause while it's before the Supreme Court. And it's only been before the Supreme Court for a few weeks now. It hasn't been very long. And they say they don't know when they'll have a ruling on it. So stop asking. But what I would say is stay tuned, stay informed, and we will keep you posted as to exactly what's happening with BOI or any other federal regulations that have an impact on us as small business owners. All right. So once again, if you've already filed your BOI, fine, good for you. They have all your information. If you have not filed, if you're a procrastinator or just a rebeller against the cause, fine, stay strong. You still have some time to figure it out. I am of the belief that it is unconstitutional, but we shall see. The bottom line, the federal government is trying to make sure that there aren't any dummy corporations, any corporations that are really fronts for terrorism, drugs, etc. I mean, that's really the bottom line. They want to make sure that everyone who is a major owner of any filed organization, right? So if you have your LLC, S Corp, C Corp, B Corp, any of that, then this means you. Now, if you were a sole proprietor, you're a mom and pop, and you have nothing legal filed, you're selling lemon bean pies out of your trunk, this doesn't apply to you. But other rules do. But this one doesn't apply to you. Also, if you are a heavily regulated area, which means if you're in stocks or if you're in money management, any of the areas that are already heavily regulated, because they already know this about you, you don't have to file. So for the rest of us, keep in mind, if you haven't filed, hold off. We're going to wait and see what the Supreme Court says. In all honesty, I'm not sure how much importance this has for the Supreme Court in the midst of all the other things that are going on. So I don't know when we'll have an answer. But when we do, you'll have it too. All right. Right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk some more about your business and how it's set up. See you in a moment.
Listen, attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
At Richmond Dentistry for Children, Dr. Randy Adams and Dr. Brandon Allen are crazy about your kids and their teeth.
With compassionate care, our professional staff treats your kids like they were our own.
Call us today to make an appointment at 804-780-2888 or check us out on the web at richmonddentistryforchildren.com. Let Richmond Dentistry for Children take care of your kids' teeth today for a healthy tomorrow.
Looking for resources to start, build, or level up your business? Want to know what motivates your favorite entrepreneur? Did you miss the last show? No worries. Check out and subscribe to the WorkHARDaholic YouTube channel. See behind the scenes. Hear the extended version of interviews. Catch one of our trainings. Missed the show? No worries. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic, and happy entrepreneuring.
Welcome back. Okay, so the more that I'm getting ready for this new year, along with the rest of you, as I've been focusing on my processes and my systems and procedures, I've really been focusing a lot on how I start off with a new client. And I think it's super helpful, although it can be a little time consuming. So here's the brilliant idea that I had. I'm going to share with you all some of the questions that I ask in my initial consultation. Now, I have 3 pages worth. I'm not kidding. 3 pages worth of questions that I ask in my initial meeting, right? Whenever I'm having a new client, a new vendor, and it doesn't matter if they've been in business for a week or they've been in business for a millennium, doesn't matter. I ask the same questions because something I've learned is that it shouldn't even surprise you sometimes that some businesses fail. They look so successful from the outside, but when you peel back the layers, they don't have a business plan. They don't have financial statements. They've never been audited. They have no HR policies. Like they don't have their things in order. They don't really know the unit price of their products. There's so much that they don't know because they've never answered these types of questions. So for you, just for you, I'm going to share with you the first 13 questions I asked. I told you there are a lot of them. All right. And so hopefully you're taking notes. If you're listening on the radio, then hop on over to our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic and you can run this video again. All right, here we go. Or if you have one of those lovely services that transcribe voice to text, good time to use it. Okay, if you're ready, I always start off asking the business name. That's number 1. Now, what I find very interesting is that I have had a lot of clients take a year or 2 because they can't decide on the name. Sometimes I'm like, I don't understand, but here's the thing. We often talk about our business as our children. This is our business baby, right? So I can fully appreciate the desire to name your child correctly. Total sidebar, sorry. I've been at home far too much. And so I was watching, I don't know, Today's Show, somebody's show, and there's a couple. The woman was talking, but they felt they named their child incorrectly. And so even though the child was maybe not quite a year, whatever, they've been gone some time calling the child this, but they went through the process to have the name changed. And it was a big to-do, right? So if you're looking at your business like that kind of a baby, then maybe it takes you a minute. But I hate for you to get hung up on any minuscule detail. Here's what you do. You can name your business anything you want to. You can name it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. You get the idea, right? But then if you have an epiphany, a revelation, and you want a different name, you just do a DBA. So doing business as. I always call it your business nickname. Here in Virginia, it costs you $10. I mean, no crisis, right? So instead of allowing any of these steps to be your hiccup or to hold you back from getting accomplished what you need to do, know the answers on how to get the quick fixes, okay? So number 1, I always ask, what's your business name, okay? Number 2, if they haven't gotten a name or you're thinking about it, we share about what are the options that you're considering. Number 3, does your company have a legal structure? Legal structure means you've gone to the State Corporation Commission, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, B Corp, all right? If yes, we ask what states, what country, and if not, how long have you been in operation? Now, I have shared before about the complications in having a business and being a sole proprietor and not having some type of legal business structure. We've talked about so many times, you can go back and watch other episodes, but the bottom line is, if you are a sole proprietor, which means you just started doing business and didn't file anything, it's not about filing taxes, but you haven't filed with the SEC, you don't have any official paperwork, no business license, etc. If someone sues you, and you know we live in a litigious society where they sue for everything, they can go after everything you own. And if you don't have enough, they can get it from your children. Potentially your children's children. The debt doesn't go away, okay? So it's always, to me, it's super important that you file. An LLC is a basic level, right? And it stands for Limited Liability Corporation. Liability is what happens when people are suing you, right? It's limited on what they can sue you for. Okay, so that's knowing about your legal structure. And then we get to what's your legal physical business address. Now, I know a lot of people like to use their home address when they're filing because they want to save on dollars. But does it save you peace of mind? Because here's the thing. Your business address is public information. Period. you can look it up. We can find you. And so let's say you have a disgruntled, customer who, you would think they go through the regular legal channels, but no. They know your address. They can come to your door. And who gave them the information? You did. Exactly. Okay. So we try to protect that. It's worth the extra few dollars to use a postal service. It's just worth the extra money. Okay. All right. The next thing is I always ask number 8, ocho. We ask for your primary address and any additional addresses associated with your business. Here's the thing. If I'm talking to a client and they're like, oh, I have this address, and this address, those are red flags. Why are there multiple addresses? What were the businesses that you were doing at these locations? Were they legal? Were they safe? Are you trying to shake off a review from the Better Business Bureau? Like, what's going on there? So it's important to know about that information. Also, it helps you to know because when we talk about credit and other things, is someone else trying to use your information to open up an account that you know nothing about? It's just really helpful for us to get all the information we can. Number 9, I asked them to list all business websites, social media, and email addresses. Here is another thing. You have to always know what your brand is putting out there. And so when I say Second Chance Consulting, that's my website. Actually, it's secondchanceconsulting.biz. All right. Or I'm saying I'm not on X. I have an account there, but I don't use it anymore. I'm just not me. But if you're going on Instagram or you're on Facebook or even TikTok for now, you can find at WorkHARDaholic. But Shirley Crawford has her own accounts. My personal accounts are separate from my business accounts because I have a political thought. I have religious standings. I am a believer. I have all these things. But 90% of the time, that has nothing to do with my business. And so what does your business represent? What's your business brand about? That's all that I should see on your social media. All right. On your business social media. If you want more about that breakdown, I have a book on that. The ABCs of Social Media Marketing. It's not personal, it's business. That's what it's called. Okay. But it's really important to know the separation, not necessarily of church and state, but the separation of your business and you at 3 a.m. in the morning with your rants that you make to your friends. Okay. Next, I asked for all Google accounts, alias addresses, and profiles on platforms like Yelp or Foursquare. And I love to ask that question because sometimes I get a very blank look back going, I don't have Yelp. I don't have Foursquare. I haven't set up Google Business. I haven't done any of these things. And so that's also another telltale sign for me to know, here's a place for you to get started. These are free directories and available to you, and you're sleeping on them because you're not even using them. All right. Then my favorite question, number 11, what are your business goals? Like, what are you building this for? What's the purpose? All right. Number 12, I asked for detailed description, deadlines for each goal, and rank them in order of importance. Very important to me. All right. And then one that unfortunately so many people get stuck on, but it's so important, especially if you are a business of more than one. It's really important that your employees, even your clients, understand your vision and mission statement. Okay, so quickly through all of the top 13 that I generally ask: your business name, other names that you're considering, number 2. Number 3, what's your legal structure? Number 4, what state and counties are you located in and how long have you been in operation? Number 5, your legal business name and DBA if applicable. Number 6, your DBAs if you have any. Number 7, your physical business address. Number 8, your primary address and additional addresses associated with your business. Number 9, all business websites, social media, and email addresses. Number 10, all Google accounts, alias addresses, and profiles on platforms like Yelp, Foursquare, and Google Business. Number 11, your business goals. Know them. Number 12, detailed descriptions. This is all relating to the goals, deadlines for each goal, rank them in order of importance. And then number 13, what's your mission and vision? Okay, so we're going to take another break. And then when you come back, I really want to talk to you all once again. These foundational, they're not exciting, they're not sexy, but they're how to make sure your business is on the right standing that it should be. I want to talk about the roadmap you should be following with your business to be in good standing. Right back after this commercial break.
At Richmond Dentistry for Children, Dr. Randy Adams and Dr. Brandon Allen are crazy about your kids and their teeth.
With compassionate care, our professional staff treats your kids like they were our own.
Call us today to make an appointment at 804-780-2888 or check us out on the web at richmonddentistryforchildren.com. Let Richmond Dentistry for Children take care of your kids' teeth today for a healthy tomorrow.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Shirley Crawford, the WorkHARDaholic and your favorite small business consulting, bringing to you the Entrepreneur Exchange. There are 3 levels to this. On the first level, you receive a weekly Q&A session and a monthly seminar, all for just $29 a month. Our Plus level receives that. In addition to that, it receives our library. It's called the Vault. Videos, resources, information that you can utilize for your business. And then for our VIP, you get all of that, and you also get small group coaching. And that's for $199 a month. So that's $29, $59, $199 a month, and it can all be yours. If you're interested and you're ready to make the next move to make the real difference in your life, just email me, Shirley at WorkHARDaholics.com.
Listen, attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
Welcome back. Okay, so I want to share with you all about the roadmap, is what I call the roadmap to successful launch or successful standing of your business. But before I do that, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you all, first and foremost, on January 25th, I am hosting a segment, and this one is for the ladies. Guys, just hold on. We'll be right back with you. And so this is all about overcoming the imposter syndrome. Hosting it January 25th, 11 a.m., and contemplating on whether or not we're going to also do a little bit of a vision board just to make sure we're all on the same path of where we should be going with our year. So if you're interested, you can visit second2ndchanceconsulting.biz for more information. And a lot of that's going to be based off of my latest book, Know Your Value, Know Your Worth, which will be on Amazon very soon. Go pick up your copy. Okay, so I want to share with you all about the roadmap to success for your business. So you've heard me say before, and you'll probably hear me say again, it's really important that you register your business. I shared it just a little while ago, as a matter of fact, about the fact that if you file as a sole proprietor, America is beautiful when it comes to your business. All right. So if you're looking to start a business, you can go home and sew something and go out and sell it. You can make a t-shirt and sell it. You can do all these things. And Uncle Sam only says, as long as you pay taxes on your profit, on what you've earned, Uncle Sam doesn't care beyond that. And I tell you every time, I care beyond that, because unlike Uncle Sam, I care about you holistically, not just as money in my pocket. Okay. So here's the deal. Being a sole proprietor, that's what it is. So if you're out there, you bought a box of candy and you resold it for a higher dollar amount, you're out there hustling, being an entrepreneur and making money. And that's beautiful. I support it. But here's the deal. Let's just say in that scenario, you bought that box of chocolate wholesale, you sold it, and some people got sick. Somehow you didn't know that some chemical got spilled on that box of candy in the warehouse where you bought it from, and they all got sick. Terrible possibility. But it is a possibility. What do you think happens? Do you think the people call you up and go, oh, I just wanted you to know, I got really sick from that candy you gave me, and I hope you don't have any more of it. Have a good day. No, they're calling you, they're cursing you out. And then when they're done verbally abusing you, they're calling a lawyer. And the lawyer, their purpose is to sue you to get back not the cost of the candy bar, but the cost of the hospital bills, any time away from work. Like, you're covering a whole lot more. And God forbid they're not able to work in the future. They're also suing you from potential earnings. All because you had a good side hustle when you got a discount box of candy that you sold for regular retail price. And then you're going, well, I'm a sole proprietor. That means that person or those persons, how many bars of candy in a box? 12? Those 12 people can all sue you. Once again, not for the cost of the candy bar. They can not even just for the hospital visits, but maybe for pain and suffering or potential earnings income. Do you have that? Because I'm sure you didn't make it from that one box of candy. But as a sole proprietor, that's what can happen. And in America, it happens a lot. People love to sue. I was about to think of an example, something I saw in person, but we're going to skip that for now, okay? So keeping that in mind, when you get at least an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, B Corp, once you get registered with your local state corporation commission, you cut out some of that liability, at least for your personal assets, all right? And so that same scenario, all they can sue you for, if you're a sole proprietor, they sue you for everything. But in that same scenario, if you were an LLC, it stands for Limited Liability Corporation. They can only sue you for the company assets. The company doesn't have it, then the company is responsible for getting it, but you aren't individually, okay? So the first step always for me is selecting and obtaining your legal structure. Then after you've done that, you get your federal employer identification number. Your EIN is whatever. Okay, get your EIN. It's free from the IRS, irs.gov. You log on and you can say, looking for an EIN, it'll take you right to it, apply. That is a social security number for your business. It's how you register for everything. It's how you get a bank account. It's how you set up any information about your business. You use your EIN, okay? Then after you got your EIN, you take that, you open up a business banking account. This is separate from your personal. You can take draws from your business, but you want to make sure that you're not, convoluting the funds, that you're actually having everything exactly where it's supposed to be. After that, you're going to make sure that you're totally legal and that you get your licenses, permits, or certifications. Now, I live in Virginia, and a permit that I thought was totally wrong. I don't know how to put it. It just didn't make any sense to me. Our hair braiders have to now get a license. And I said, is there a chemical involved? Can they hurt anybody? And I just think it's Virginia being greedy. They just want to tax whatever they can. And that's what Uncle Sam will do for you. They'll take money from you wherever they can, because really, there's nothing that the federal government is doing there's nothing that they can do to damage you, really. You might get a few hair bumps, but really, why do you need a permit to do hair braiding? Anyway, just make sure you get the ones that you need for your state, your region, your locality, all right? Then, after you have those basics in place, then you want to, I suggest highly that you get a business plan. If you don't have the time or energy or resources to invest in making a business plan, then do a business model canvas, all right? It's a one-pager that still helps you to think through all of the 9 areas that are also in the business plan to make sure that your business is heading the way it should go. Then you're going to make sure you set up an accounting and bookkeeping system. I had a consultation today that just drove me out. I want to get into it. The bottom line is keeping track of what you spend, how much you make, what you're investing in. There are so many business decisions that are based off of where your money shows you, okay? You want to get business insurance. We go back to that lawsuit. You also make sure that your business can cover anything relating to it. That's why we have business insurance. Then we're going to make sure we have systems and organize everything. We create a business identity. We're going to do some marketing. We're going to get the clients and get the contracts. If you need space, you're going to lease it. Then you're going to hire employees. This is the real first cycle that your business should be taking. Okay. That's all that we're sharing for today. We look forward to seeing you next week on WorkHARDaholics, but don't forget, check out our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic. And feel free to visit our website, secondchanceconsulting.biz. This is Shirley Crawford, your favorite workaholic, saying as always, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta.
Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Thanks for tuning in to WorkHARDaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.